Thomas Yellow Eyes with Night Train Pickleball, and today we are talking. We're continuing on with our Whiteboard Wednesday this week, and this week we're going to be talking about. It's if you were with us last week, you saw the part one of court coverage. This is like this. I don't know if you'd consider this part two, but this is a continuation of court coverage, but we're being a little more specific in what we're covering today. And today's title is "You Go, I Go." And what do we mean by that? Okay, so and it was brought up yesterday as a reminder. I was playing in a rec game, or a rec session, and I was playing with a few players that had invited in that were working on their way, moving up into the next level. And it's always the nuances of the game, the small things in the game that we need to start learning as we're moving up, right? So we can compete successfully at that level. And one of the things that was, as I'm playing longer and I'm getting up in my skill level, there's certain things that I myself forget that I had to learn. But it's always good to play in these situations, because then it reminds me of, oh yeah, I remember when I had to learn that, and I remember what the purpose of that was, and now it's just something that's part of my game that I don't have to think about. But it's something I think is a topic that could really be beneficial to a lot of players. Now, again, I teach a lot of beginners and intermediate players, so this is not for advanced players. You guys probably know this, and you guys have actually built some strategy and things off of this. Those are not what I'm talking to. Today is just the basics. Like, this is the basic stuff we want to learn, so that when we move up, we can start building off of this, okay? So the I go, you go. What do I mean by that? So this is our serving team right up here. This is our receiving team. This is our receiver here, right? So our serving team, and I'm specifically talking about the serving team at this moment, but the serving team, they serve the ball here, right? And then this player returns the ball. Let's say they return the ball here, okay? Let me just, they return the ball, it lands here, okay? What happens a lot of times is we get taught, like, we need to get to this line, which is true, we do. Let me back up and just say this. I think it was Simone Jardine who said it best. The number one goal is to win the rally, okay? But ultimately, it's the teams that can get to the line that would win, that can control the line, will win more rallies, right? So them being taught that we need to get to the line, what happens is when this ball lands here, this player immediately takes off to the line while this player is hitting the next shot. So this player is unaware of what this player is hitting. Are they hitting a drive? Are they hitting a high third? What I mean by that is, did they float that ball? Because now this player is here, right? Did they float that ball? It's not going to bounce. Or did they actually hit a good third? Yeah, that's right. A good third, right? This player doesn't know, because they've already taken off. And what happens is, if we hit any one of these, and especially if this drive isn't good, and a lot of times at the beginner and the intermediate level, this drive isn't the best drive yet. It's working on it, but it's not quite there. What I mean is, their drives are high, which means these players now can get down on the ball, hit that ball down. So who do they normally hit it on? This player right here. That's the one that gets hit. So they float the ball, they floated the ball, and then this player immediately puts it away on this player, okay? So this player doesn't know what's happening. So let's back it up, and let's talk about this, a scenario that I like to teach. And this is the you go, I go. So the you go, I go, number one, and that is, this player returns the ball here. This player then turns and watches this player, When this player hits the ball, regardless whatever they hit, the drive, third shot, drop, they should hit that ball and then decide after they hit it, was it good enough for me to move forward? And if the answer is yes, this shot I hit is going to land in a safe place. A lot of times it's the no volley zone, right? The no volley zone. Then this player is going to go, which should tell this player that it's safe to go. This is the you go, I go. You go, I go. So he's going, she's going, he's going, until they can get to the line. The idea is that they move together. They keep their wall there, okay? So, very important first step is you go, I go. So this player that's hitting the third shot, the player that, so we have the serve, which is stage 1. We have the return, which is stage 2. If you've watched my very first Whiteboard Wednesday, we covered the 5 stages of pickleball. If you have not, go back and watch that. In fact, watch them all, but watch that one specifically. So stage 1 is the serve, stage 2 is the return. They're in stage 3, which is they're working on getting to this line. So regardless of whatever player the ball is returned to, they're going to hit the ball again in a safe place. Most of the time, pretty much what I teach is we're going to try to put it in the no volley zone and get to the line, because the idea is that both players have made it, right? We're making that assumption. So this player gets the return. This player is going to watch. If they go, they go. Okay? So that's step 1. Step 2 is you stay, I stay. What I mean by that is now we know the player hit the ball. Let's say they hit there over here. This player goes to hit a drop, but they realize they floated it. So they hit it high. They immediately sit down and get ready for the ball coming back, because it's probably going to come back hard, which means this player, as soon as the return is hit here, this player is watching this player. They're watching their partner. And the minute they see their partner hit the ball and then sit, don't move, they flip around, face forward, and they get ready for the next shot. Okay? So now the ball is hit, say the ball is hit hard over here, and now this player is watching this player. As soon as this player hits the ball and they know they've hit a neutral shot into the no volley zone, they can start moving forward. And of course, since this player is moving with them. And now we're working our way to the line. So now we're working as a team. We're staying together. We're moving forward together. We're moving backwards together. We're moving sideways together. Everything here. So this is the idea of you go, I go. If you're hitting a good shot that's going to be safe or in a neutral place, then both the other players watching the player hitting the shot and they're moving. You stay, I stay. I hit a ball that's floaty, so I stay, so my partner sees that I stay, so they stay and prepare for the next shot, okay? So that's the you go, I go, you stay, I stay, and then the last thing is we move forward and backwards together. So now that we hit this neutral shot into the no volley zone, and we both make it up to the line, we're all here in stage 4, which is the short game, right? The dinking, we're moving the ball around and playing chess at this moment. This player floats the ball high and backpedals 2-3 steps. Well, this player, we want to back him up a little bit to match here and continue to create this wall. When we start doing this here, and this one starts, now we start creating a space here that if this player comes over to try to cover, now this is open, or if this player tries to come over, now this is open, okay? So we want to start working on moving together. So it's so important that you don't get to here, to this space right here, and just set up camp. We sit there, our feet are stuck, we're in this spot, and we're gonna move our paddle to the ball instead of moving our feet, but also not watching our partner. So if our partner has a ball that's floating over and they slide over to come get it and you don't move, now it's crowded. Now there's going to be confusion on whose ball it is. Now we're getting off onto some other things. But my point is here that we need to be working together, and part of partner communication is speaking to each other and also watching your partner, because if you're reading your partner, you're aware of your partner and where your partner is on the court based on what shots are being hit, based on what shots are being returned, then we can start working more efficiently as a partnership. So, okay, so the three things is a you go, I go, you stay, I stay, and move forward and backwards together as a team. Okay, so that should cover just that topic real quick. It was something very important, but you start getting the basics, then some of the cool things and strategies you can build off of that down in the future are going to be awesome. But it's a very basic, fundamental movement as a team that we want to start working on implementing in our game now. Okay, if you don't know, we have a ultimate drill pickleball drilling guide that we've created, a PDF that's free, and I'll have a link down in the description for you to be able to download it. And it's when you start drilling, it's a really good way to keep up. So like if you've gone to a gym, like a workout program, or some way you've kept track of like how you kept your goals or whatever, this is a great way to do the same thing. So I like to keep up with my drilling each week. So I find out that some other players like to do the same thing. So I've created this PDF drilling ebook that you can download as a PDF, and you print it off, and you can start filling it out weekly on what drills you were doing, what quadrants, what stages. Like you can break the game down, and once you start figuring out and seeing it on paper, you can also see your progress, how your game has progressed during that whole time and how it's gotten better. So in 12 weeks from now, when you're playing, you're like, everybody's saying your game is amazing, you can go look back and go, this is where I started and this is what I worked to. Okay, so anyway, that'll be down in the description. And then at some point, I'm going to be shooting some videos of some drills that you can add to your drilling guide. Okay, so again, Thomas Shelwise, Night Train Pickleball. We'll see you in the next Whiteboard Wednesday.